Ito na, tsak na may iiyak na ngayon. DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos sa kampo ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. at ang 4 na Commander Generals dahil sa isinagawang sariling batas na ito'y labag sa totoong batas. Matapos itong di umano'y tumanggap ng pera sa halagang 15 million as reward money upang hulihin si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy upang ito ay ilagay sa napakadelikadong sitwasyon na maaari itong ikakapahamak. At ang pagtawag kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy na isang fugitive na hindi pa ito napapatunayan. Kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy ay magsampa na laban kay DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos ng isang veteran lawyer na si Attorney Torion, isa sa mga legal counsel sa kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy na dapat nila itong pagbayaran.
Nandito, penalties sa last sentence. Violations of Section 7, 8, or 9 of this Act shall be punishable with imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. Not exceeding 5 years. Or a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos or both. And in the discretion of the court of competent jurisdiction, disqualification to hold public office. Tapos paragraph B nakasabi, any violation hereof proven in a proper administrative proceeding shall be sufficient cause for removal or dismissal of a public official or employee even if no criminal prosecution is instituted against him. Tanggal po siya, boss. Oo. Tapos, meron pa. C. Private individuals, yung nagbigay.
Yung si friend.
Yung friend who participate in conspiracy as co-principals, accomplices, or accessories with public officials or employees in violation of this act shall be subject to the same penal liabilities as the public officials or employees and shall be tried jointly with them. So, kasali sila.
Pareho penalty, ha?
Pareho sila po ng penalty. Secretary Abalos, pasensya na po kayo, ha? Pero pasok na pasok kasi sa Section 7B in relation with Section 11.
Po sa ating mga abogado kasi lumalabas na sa mga sinigalit hunter na ginagamit na fugitive si Pastor, no? But is Pastor Apollo considered a fugitive of justice considering that he has not yet been convicted? Ito kasi yung napapanood, nababasa ng publiko, no? Yung ang Philippines sa kanya na fugitive si Pastor. Attorney Torion?
Alam mo, magawa na siguro ako ng libro nito. Yung fugitive from justice, illegally under our present dispensation, he is not. Rodriguez versus Comelec, which was decided on July 24, 1996, will explain that he cannot be considered as a fugitive from justice because he has not yet been convicted, no? And he is still facing a case, and there is still a question as to the charge aspect, no? We are still questioning his indictment. So if you follow Rodriguez versus Comelec, he is not a fugitive from justice. If you follow Labao versus Comelec, which was decided on July 19 of 2016, you cannot also consider him as a fugitive from justice simply because of the fact that there must be evidence that he is evading the operations of the law. So, absent evidence that he is really evading the operations of the law, then you could not, conclude that he is, he is a fugitive from justice. Why? Because even if you are still being charged and there is a seeming belief that you are avoiding prosecution, that is not already evidence that you are a fugitive from justice. If you take a look at Black's Law, which is actually a reliable dictionary, if you define a fugitive from justice based on Black's Law, it means that he is a person who, having committed a crime, flees from the jurisdiction of the court where the crime was committed or departs from his usual place of abode and conceals himself within the district. There is no evidence that Pastor Apollo Kibuloy has already fleed from or has already left the jurisdiction of the Republic of the Philippines. There are rumors that he is already in China. As a matter of fact, one text message or two text messages I received, no? Na-erase ko lang, sayang na ba, na meron daw submarino daw, galing daw sa China at kinuha daw sila pastor at dinala sa China. I hope totoo yun, no? Pero hindi ko ma-confirm yan. Kasi kung totoo yun, then there may be a ground na if we follow Black's Law definition, that he is a fugitive from justice, no? If you follow Black's Law definition. Now, what else? King versus Noe. King versus Noe is a U.S. Decision where the U.S. Supreme Court states that a fugitive from justice is a person who, having committed or been charged with a crime, has left its jurisdiction and is found within the territory of another when it is sought to subject him to the crime or to the criminal processes of the former state. Again, there is that element that the person must be found in another jurisdiction before that person can be considered as a fugitive from justice. Hodges versus DeFlatch is likewise another U.S. Supreme Court decision where the U.S. Supreme Court said that he is a person who, having committed within a state a crime when sought for in order to be subjected to criminal process, is found within the territory of another state. Hodges, again, cannot be applied insofar as Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy because there is no proof that he was really brought by a submarine from China and is now in China. There is no proof that he is already in another jurisdiction. As a lawyer, I can even interpose maybe he is in a state of glorification, that he is merely in a certain place and unaware of the proceedings against him. That is also a probability. And therefore, since that is a probability, you could not therefore argue that he is in fact a fugitive from justice. I do hope and pray that all of those explanations would suffice in concluding that Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy cannot be legally considered as a fugitive from justice.
Kasi may pumasok dito misana, hindi ko pa pangalanan ng kompleto. Pero ibabato ko ng patanong. Secretary Abalos, parang dapat ka na maging paki bukas. Kasi even absence of prosecution, the evidence and the commission of the crime by your play of bounty, patong-patong sa ulo ni Pastora sa mga leaders and ministers of Kingdom of Jesus Christ, no need na kasuhan ka. When the evidence are already very clear, maging paki ka na. Huwag mo na lang tayong sipahin ka ni Marcos Jr. sa pagiging Secretary of the LG, very clear. Yung batas, abogado ka, mahiya ka, kasi pwede kang madispar dito. Ito ay gross ignorance of the law at hindi ka dapat binigyan ng lisensya bilang abogado kung hindi mo alam ito. So maging paki ka itong tanong, sino si MC? Sino si MC? At ang first name na MC ay Manny. Sino siya?
Nako, kabahan na sila.
Siya bang friend? Ito daw ang real kingmaker ni Civic Rodriguez. Sa gobyerno ni Marcos, lalo na pagdating kay Abalos. Sino si Manny? Sino siya? Secretary Abalos. I-involve pa siya dito. And I like, hindi ko kukumplituhin that I know him, pinala ko ito. At malalim ang mga taong ito, pwede namin ikamatay pagkatapos ng press conference kapag kinumpleto ko ang apelido niya. Sino siya? Yun ang tanong sa kanya. Involve pa siya dito. At siya ba nagpapatakbo ng PNP at ng buong DLG sa likod mo? Sino si MC? Secretary Abalos. Be transparent about that. Number 2, I like the word or the words uttered by Sister Eleanor. This government has become a lawless government. That is an imprimatur of decision coming from those who are not involved in politics. Sa mga ordinaryong taong bayan, to call this government a lawless government ay napakatindi po yun. Why, Secretary Abalos, dapat ka mag-resign kayo ni Marfil? Number 1, inilagay po ninyo sa napakadelikadong kalagayan ang buhay ni Pastor Kibuloy ng mga ministers ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ, ng kanilang mga pamilya at mga kapanalig at mga kasapi ng buong TOGC. Because sa bounty na inilagay ninyo ay walang sa pera at mga kriminal. Kagaya po sa pagtrato nila kay Abu Sabaya, kay Estilo Napilon, kay Ka Roger, kay Joma Sison. Mga bloodthirsty criminal and terrorist ng bansang ito. Kapariyo na po sila sa kanya. Mas mahal pa po ang ulo ni Pastor Kibuloy. Pinor Abalos kay Ka Roger, 5 milyon lang. NPA chief spokesperson ito patay na. Si George Matlos, 5 milyon lang. Chief ng NPA sa buong bansa at notorious na terorista sa buong Mindanao, sa buong Pilipinas. 5 milyon lang po ang pinatong noon ng gobyerno. Pero maraming mga kaso yun na involved sila sa mga terorismo. Si Pastor hindi. Ngayon ang tanong, bakit delikadong buhay ni Pastor at dapat hindi na siya lumantad talaga sa ilalim ng Marcos government na ito at pati ng mga ministers na pinangalanan, sila Sister Ingrid Canada and the rest of the ministers at pati ang buong buhay ng namumuno ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ kasi ang bounty is equivalent without declaring a shoot to kill order. Fair game ka. May bounty ka na eh. Sabi nga na Toritorion, most wanted ang kategori nito. Notorious criminal ang pagtrato kay Pastor Kibuloy. Mag-impaki na pa kayo. Secretary Abalos, nakakahiya. If you cannot reveal who is Manny C, who is MC, then impaki na po kayo. Ito po ang totoo nagpapatakbo ng opisina ninyo at ng PNP. Ito po ang nireklamo ng mga general sa PNP. Sapagkat siya po nag-desisyon sino mga general ang ilalagay sa pwesto. Including ang nangyayari ngayon kay Pastor Kibuloy. So nakikinig pa at nagsusubaybay sa press conference na ito, mag-post po kayo sa Facebook niya. Tanungin natin si Secretary Abalos, sino si Manny C? Sino si MC? sa kanyang buhay.
Naku, Abalos, mag-impake ka na.
At habang umiinit ang ating discussion proceed to si LC.
Pero ma'am, hindi ko po sinasadya yun ha. Nakita ko lang yun kasi nabasa ko na, July 8, 2024, reward of 10 million was raised by friends, private individuals, donors. Kasi tinuturo natin ito yung mga gift, yan ba? Bawal kasi yan maski yung for good intention. So, Secretary Abalos, pasensya na po kayo ha, pero pasok na pasok kasi sa Section 7B in relation with Section 11. Pasensya na po. Tapos sabi mo dito, tinatapakan ang sistema ng pamahalaan, parang niyuyurakan. Magsiserve ka ng waran, parang ikaw pa ang masama. Simple lang, ang batas ay batas, ang may kasalanan mananagot at yan ang gagawin namin. Ano po ba ang batas? Ang batas po ay Section 13, Department of Justice Circular number 70. And what does it require or state? It states that a respondent has the right to file a motion for reconsideration. And that was availed of by Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy last March 11 of 2024. What are other rules on the matter? Supreme Court Administrative Circular 1-88, which mandates that all judges, including prosecutors, must endeavor to act promptly on all motions and interrogatory orders pending before their courts. The Constitution, in fact, states under Article 8, Section 15 of the 1987 Constitution, mandates certain periods by which courts are mandated to act on pending motions, including a motion for reconsideration. Jurisprudence that was likewise decided in Estoras versus Lu, September 16 of 2019, where a motion for reconsideration must be ruled by any tribunal if it is filed. So, ang sinabi niyo po na tinatapakan ang sistema ng pamahalaan, parang niyuyurakan, parang medyo we have to place this under proper perspective, because what appears to me rather is that your government, specifically the Department of Justice, failed to rule on a motion for reconsideration, which under Supreme Court Administrative Circular 1-88 needs to be resolved, and instead of acting on the same, you are ordering the implementation of a warrant of arrest, which again is a violation under Rule 113, Section 11. So kung baga, ang batas ay batas. Bago ka mag-serve ng warrant, dapat sana sinugurado na ma-rule mo na yung motion for reconsideration para naman, due process requires that we can raise the matter on certiorari before the Court of Appeals, which is the right of Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy, so that the Court of Appeals Justice can take a look at the resolution which was rendered hastily by the Department of Justice, and so that they could have their own day in a proper court. So, kung baga nga, ang parang nakikita po namin dito, ang batas ay batas nga. And there is a need for you to perhaps rule on the motion for reconsideration before serving improperly the warrant of arrest, which was served in violation of Rule 113,